Alright guys, so you can clearly see from that title that we're gonna have some fun with this one. And that is, what if the Powerpuff Girls protected Fair City? Now for those of you who aren't in the know for Fair City, what Fair City is kind of the, non-canon, like, fan-made name for the city that Word Girl lives in. Yeah, I haven't done a Word Girl video in a while, and I figured, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do a what if video, but with the Powerpuff Girls. So what would it be like if instead of Word Girl protecting the city, it is the Powerpuff Girls? And you may be thinking, well, that's not so different. It's just 3 of them instead of 1. That can't be too hard. There's some differences. There is some very clear differences. So let's get started. Now, like I said, let's start with the minor things first. Like I said, since there's 3 of them, that allows the girls to cover more ground. You see, with Word Girl, it was only her and Huggy, so there isn't really a lot of, time to really focus. And they have school. She has schoolwork and she has her family life. And Professor Utonium, while he does care about his girls, school life and personal life, he does let them be superheroes. And like I said, since there's 3 of them, they can cover more ground. If they're looking for a villain or villains, they're going to find you because they are they're covering more ground, and they have more. The other thing they have over Word Girl, they have way more powers, such as like X-ray vision, ice breath, all of that. And they it's even it's been theorized a few times by fans that the Word Girl never really fully tapped into her full potential. Like, she never really got into her she never achieved her full potential because she took it easy on a lot of the villains. And could you blame them? She kind of, half the time, she pities the villains more than, actually wanting to hurt them. So I can understand why she kind of does that. She kind of does that and kind of nerfs herself. Except when there's that one time, if you guys remember, just a minor tangent, there is that one time in the show where she warns everyone to not bother her when she's taking a break by bending a large piece of metal into a pretzel and basically telling everyone, don't step out, or you're going to F around, you're going to find out today. Now, the same cannot be said with the Powerpuff Girls. They don't intentionally nerf themselves for their villains. Oh, but the Word Girl villains are way less violent and evil than, the Powerpuff Girl villains. You think they care? No, really. Do you think Blossom, Buttercup, and Bubbles give a single fuck about that? They were originally called the Whoop-Ass Girls for a reason. Like, they're gonna come, let's say the Butcher is gonna come, breaking into a bank and he's, stealing money. He's like, ha ha ha, I got all this money. They're gonna come flying in at, the speed of Mock Jesus and knock the soul out of him. And he's just gonna be like, wait, aren't you going to teach me a word or something? And Buttercup's just gonna be like, the only thing we're gonna teach you today is how to catch these hands. And just a brutal beating from then on. They would just, fly over, whip his ass, and move on. And, probably even fly him to jail. Like I said, the villains are, they are bad, but they're not, kill you evil, like the Powerpuff Girl villains are. These guys are, pathetic. Like I said, there's a reason why that theory of, Becky intentionally nerfing herself for the villains is probably true, because these guys are more stupid than they are a credible threat. And I think the Powerpuff Girls would also do something that Word Girl doesn't do. Turn up the mock. They would turn up the mock, they would turn up the absolute just verbal trashing of these villains. They would just be like, God, 2 brains? And all you do is steal cheese? You could do so much more, except, but all you're doing is just stealing cheese. You could do so much more, but no, you just want to run around and get constipated. Sure, okay. All your plans suck. The absolute just verbal destruction followed by the physical violence would make all of the villains want to reconsider being villains. They would just literally, all of the villains would be like, I just want to not be a villain. Like, crime would be wiped out in a week, maybe even less than that. Toby's robots just destroyed to, like, Word Girl wrecks them. The Powerpuff Girls would atomize them. Becky always saying, not Becky, Victoria Best always claiming she's the best. She would be the best at getting her ass handed to her. No Can the Contrarian, he's gonna lose some teeth. Yeah, it would just make all the villains, like I said, if the Powerpuff Girls, like, not even if, like, theoretically, if they lived in that city and there was no Word Girl and instead Professor Utonium created the Powerpuff Girls in Fair City, crime is gone in a week. Because no one wants to get, no one wants to be caught fighting the Powerpuff Girls. It's not like with the thing is like, she never, like, Word Girl never threatened physical violence, very little, on these guys. And it was more like, I'm just gonna grab you and throw you in jail and go about my business. Here, they're gonna make it like, they're gonna, like, the Powerpuff Girls make you regret your life choices leading up to this point. That's really it. There's no other way to say it other than there's no, the only place you're going is to the ER, then to jail. But yeah. I also think that, like, the people of Fair City, like, I think they would also be kind of scared. I'm not saying, like, they'd be like, yay, Powerpuff Girls. I do think they would do that, but also they would see what they would do to the villains and go like, oh god. This is who's protecting our city? Oof. I don't know if that's PBS rated. Oof. But yeah. Anyway, so you guys tell me, this isn't a long video, I just thought this would be like a fun, quick video. You guys tell me in the comments below, what do you think it would be like if the Powerpuff Girls protected Fair City? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.